and welcome to the first of our exit interview series for Big Brother Hometowns 20. It's one of my favorite things that we get to do every season is talk to our most recently evicted house guests after their time in the Big Brother house. Hometowns house has come to a conclusion today. If this is your final chance, so click away if you're somehow you know, I don't know how you're unspoiled, considering that the only place this is going is the Discord at this in time. But if you're unspoiled, click away because we're gonna talk to juror number one of Big Brother Hometowns 20. And I'm so sad to get to be talking to this person so soon. This was someone I think a lot of us on production thought really had a chance to make another deep run in the game. But I am excited to talk to one of my close personal friends today and get her perspective on all things Big Brother Hometowns 20. Let's bring her in. She has the fattest, juiciest ass in the community. It's true. It's Ricky the baddest. Ooh.
Ooh, hey y'all.
How are you, babe?
Ugh, God, I'm good. I think I need this to talk through because I've just spent like 24 hours almost pondering everything. But I have not really been blindsided in org before, and I was blindsided tonight or
You
last.
were blindsided. We were blindsided. I
That
mean,
seems to
like,
be my legacy in BBH, huh?
honestly. Well, and like, listen, we got to talk about it because there's so much fun duality with your story between season 14 and season 20, not only in the unfortunate side of like, you get blindsided here on live night, just like you get blindsided on finale night, like when no one knew that Ryan wasn't going to take you to the end. That was obviously so shocking. But even to the duality, and I don't know if you've seen this yet, but like you almost went home on the first live night of BBH 14.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there that night thinking, if they don't take Erica out right now, he's gonna make it all the way to the end. And so when you got put up as the renom, I was sitting there and I was like, it's almost like a 3-year premonition. True. Like it was so insane.
Yeah, I literally was talking to fucking Megan earlier in the day. Sorry for profanity, everyone. I don't think you
Okay.
expect anything less from me. I was talking to Megan early in the day, and or someone, Megan, someone, and I was like, I literally got renommed on my OG season on the first live night. So I'm just hoping history does not repeat itself. And Lord, did it repeat itself and worse.
And worse too, like that's the thing. Like it's kind of like, yeah, it was just wild to watch it unfold because I mean, and I'm sure we'll get into this more, but I always felt like you and Nikki had like a decent relationship. I didn't think it was like the best relationship you had in the game, but I certainly didn't think it was your worst relationship, and I certainly didn't think you were her worst relationship either. So I was kind of surprised as well last night to see you get the boot, or at least get the renom. Like, do you have any like thoughts as to why that ultimately happened?
Uh I have no clue. I was getting worried initially. So I posted like a confessional earlier on in the day, and I was like, my noms for live night are going to be some combination of Jabbar, Lamont, Louise, and Nikki.
Mm.
But Nikki, as like exactly what you said, like I didn't have the best relationship with her, but definitely didn't have the worst. So I was like, she will be like a all things have gone wrong nom.
Right.
I do not think that was the case for her. Like, I don't think this was an all things have gone wrong situation. I think Jabbar or Lamont or someone was in her ear. Um, that's my perception because there is, and I'm like kicking myself now because there is no reason why I should have went up when I told her we were getting lumped into the same things together and that people were making these narratives up about us, and like maybe she wanted to put me up to distance herself from me, but it's like I'm really mad because I should have told her that Jabbar the first thing he said to me after, right when we got into the house, the merged house, was Nikki set me up. And this blah blah blah. Like I should have given her that information, and I thought I had at a certain point, but I just couldn't think straight. I was like,
Like,
my
so it happened so fast.
it happened so fast, and my first thought was like, Nikki, don't put me up because I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And at that point, like you've seen Nikki in her live night HOHs, like she's gonna do whatever the fuck she wants. So it's like
Yeah.
I felt like
And
I
it's hard. It's hard too because the conversation that you guys had really was, "Hey girl, how's it going?" And she says, "I think I have to put you up." Like there was no conversation about it. There was no invitation to converse, right? So it's very much like, what do you say in that moment to like convince her of otherwise? It's a very tough situation to be
yeah,
in your shoes. And then you're like, okay, now I got to get up this call and I got to start campaigning.
yeah,
Like, your brain is just going so fast that it's so hard to know what the right move or what the right thing to say that potentially could save you there. Were you
yeah.
surprised? Were you surprised that she decided to renom you, considering that she had told you you were safe?
No, I didn't trust a word anyone said in that game.
Yeah.
Um, I I honestly, just by the way she was handling the initial noms, she said it was just the way she said it. Like initially, I felt really good because she was like, "You're not going up," but and then she
Mhm.
asked for more information from me, and then she called me and she was like, "You're not going up, but I am putting up someone like one of your closest allies and someone else." And I'm like, "Okay, so Jabbar and Lamont are in your ear for sure because those are the people they have like actively been targeting." Um, so yeah, I just saw very much like transparently what she was doing with those initial noms. So in my head, I was like, "God, this veto situation could go awful." And it was the worst case scenario
Yeah.
because I started getting less and less safe and more
Mhm.
feeling like something bad is going to happen tonight.
Right, for sure. Um, you mentioned this a few times, and obviously, I can't confirm or deny anything at this point in time because you're still very much a part of the game. Gonna be casting a vote. You've mentioned a few times that you feel like Jabbar and Lamont were in Niki's ear. What do you think, where do you stand with your relationship with them or your game relationship or, what are you thinking that they were doing essentially?
I have no clue. All I know is that so I never trusted really anything that they were saying. Them specifically and like very recently Louise, I just like couldn't really trust her, but I wanted to because we built such a good relationship. And I thought like literally the best case scenario is if somebody that I have been working with more closely wins, and then the worst case scenario is like Jabbar and Lamont, and then these are the people that I don't really know what they would do, which is like Louise and Nikki. Um, Jabbar and Lamont, I just like I had been lied by the like they have lied to me so many times, and it's been fact checked and like come back to me that I had
Um,
no reason to trust them, and so I mean I had 3 votes to stay, and that's why I left the game and I was like everyone was saying, "Oh, the votes aren't there, the votes aren't there." And I'm like, "Well, let's talk about the 5-3 vote because if there was one more vote to save me, I would have at least tied and hopefully maybe
yeah,
like I don't know if Nikki at that point would have just gotten rid of Michael, but or it would have just gotten rid of me, but it this is coming to a point. What I mean to say is like I don't know because up until the very last moment, both of them were saying that they would keep me or they would something of the sorts, like they
right.
would keep their word to me or blah blah blah. And maybe they both did, maybe they both didn't. I know for a fact Megan and Trey did not vote to keep me, so I don't know where the other votes are from. Um,
I was gonna ask who you thought at this point in time, who do you feel like your 3 votes were?
um, I think I think Louise voted to keep me. Sarah voted to keep me for sure. I think. Um,
Still up in the air?
yeah, just based on like I was like super betrayed by Liv.
Yeah. are there people that you were hoping would have kept you that you're surprised that you feel like they didn't keep you?
So I don't know. I'm leaning towards Megs did not keep me just based on me and her getting on a call right before and her just looking at me while I sobbed and her being like, "I'm so sorry." So I'm assuming she didn't, and I'm shocked. Because she made it a point every time we were talking to say that you're my number one and like you're my number one. I don't care about anyone else. And I don't know. I think that there's like a possibility that Lamont or Jabbar could have thrown the vote like people thought he did for Preston just to kind of pin it on someone else. Um, I don't know. I don't know. These people like really I have never been lied to that transparently and that much.
Mhm.
And it was crazy
Makes it
because like
hard to know. It makes it
yeah,
hard to know what's true for sure.
yeah. I don't know what's true, and it's like I learned my lesson in 14 when I lied to Courtney just in one round, and I was like, "Oh god, like that was really bad gameplay. I should not do that again." And so to see someone like Jabbar from that season play a game like that, knowing the type of player he is really frustrating and really like concerning, like in a
Mhm.
game sense. I don't know, and it was really weird to be a part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and again, I can't say too much without giving, anything away, but I think you felt, and I think I will confirm that these people had their foot on your neck pretty much the entire game.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, like, from your perspective, what was it like to play a game like that? 'Cause I don't feel like you've ever had to play something like that before, where people are coming at you frequently and constantly, and was that a new experience for you as far as playing a game? And like, how do you feel that you had to adapt your game maybe to like play around it?
Um, I don't know. I've had similar situations and like I feel like lower effort games, like a lot of my talking myself off the ledge this season was like it's not personal, it's not personal, it's not personal, it's not personal because I guess in other games, maybe not to this extent, but I have like felt like my reputation or my pre-existing connections like have preceded me and that people haven't really given me a fair shot. This was an entirely different ball game.
Mhm.
It it was disheartening just knowing the type of season we were in for with the returning season, and like I knew I was fucked from the moment Rizzo pointed out in his goodbye message a pre-existing connection between me and Preston, but then went on a 20 to 30-second rant in the beginning about how he knew Jabbar from 4 years of playing with.
Right.
So I was like, okay, we are in for it. Losing Preston, and it felt like every decision I had to make was like, I should vote this person out that I know has my back and that I trust because it'll distance me from them and like make
Yeah.
me hopefully get a new set of fresh eyes in the game and people can look at me like they want to work with me. But no, it was like I felt like I was trying my best to be like, it's not personal, while also
Mhm.
trying to find my path further and further. Like it was truly a round by round game for me. I did not
Yeah.
think I would make it by this far, and I'm grateful that I
Mhm.
got to jury, but it's like I honestly am in hindsight, it sucks, but I would rather because something that I was like thinking about last night is like we're all jurors at that point. So I'd rather go out now in the way that people were treating me than make it crawl my way to the end and then get like fifth, fourth, third. So
You couldn't win, couldn't win yourself to the end essentially, and then you're putting up with this for another week and a half. Like,
right. Right. And I'm not
yeah.
even I'm not even certain if I got to the end. I think people's like somewhat like I don't think people hate me as a person, but like they hated me and I felt like people hated me or like just wanted me dead in the game. So I was like, I don't even know if I got to the end if they would vote for me.
Do you feel like there was any merit to what Rizzo said about like playing with pre-existing connections? Like, for what it's worth, I felt like you did a great job of making new connections. I mean, look at Sarah, who was a great new connection that you made, and even Preston to an extent is a new connection for you. Like you know him from hosting
Hunter
and
talking.
yeah, like there's so many things that you've intersected with, but like it was still a new connection. So did you feel like when that was stated, did you feel like, well, this is just bullshit, or did you feel like there was any merit to it?
No, I completely thought it was bullshit, and, like, I knew this game was going to be hard for me the second I got a message from Preston being like, "We're being looked at as a duo," and I was like in my head, I
Why?
was like and also, like,
Yeah.
no offense, Preston, but I don't think I even had him at number 1 in my trust rankings ever in the beginning. So, I didn't know where that came from, and then it finally slowly came out that people were seeing us because we played minis together and we worked closely in minis, and I was like, what? Like,
Mhm.
I've known Preston for a while, but I have not known him like that. Like, I knew of him, we've interacted, like, here and there, but it's never been he was like I would consider him an in-game, like, authentic relationship that I built. Um, yeah, I just, like I don't think there was any merit to it because, like, there are people here who have played games together and have worked together, um, that are probably still
Yeah.
in the game together. So it's
And
like,
your season mate and you really never got on the same page. Like you guys tried to bury the hatch, but you really never got on the same page. So it's like I'm sure that that was super frustrating to
yeah.
be pegged as somebody who was playing pre-existing connections when I felt like a lot of your I mean maybe the one credit to that statement is like you and Megs had played Subversion together, but it's a very different game.
Yeah.
Like and it's a very different style of game. So even there was familiarity, but like the game as well was what brought you guys together.
Exactly, exactly, and, like, everyone was doing that in the beginning of this game. It was all about connections and who you knew that could get you one round further, and then that slowly dissipated and for more for some more than others, but it was just, like and, like, on the same like, the other side of the coin for that, I played with Caro with Subversion, and, like, we never got on the same page, and I
Yeah.
like genuinely it hurts my heart thinking about like the before the split house where I was begging Caro to work with me. I was like, I have no one. I need you to trust me. And she was just doing her little Caro thing, going, I want to trust you. I want to. But I just think I can't break through this pre-existing connection of you, Preston and Liv. I'm like, motherfucker. How many times have we been through this? Like, how many games have you played?
Right.
It's just it was so frustrating. So no
Yeah.
merit to that. I really did. I think I was one of the I think I was a big proponent to forming new connections.
Mhm. I agree. I want to go back to preseason when we started pitching the idea for BBH20, and you said, "Well, I think I want to play." What was the like reason for wanting to come back? What was you've been on production since season 15, so 16, 17, 18, 5 seasons. You were on production side, and you said, "I think I want to go back." Why did you want to come back to BBH20?
Because I did not really like I don't know, I haven't really had a desire to come back to a lot of games, especially after my last game, which like my last real game, which was Conquest All Stars. Um, and I like enjoy hosting, but I was just getting the itch, and like I felt like if I was getting the itch, the game that I would want to play was BBH because I just don't think I achieved. I mean, I did achieve a lot in BBH 14, and I think I played a great game. Um, but obviously, I wanted to win, so I wanted to come back and like do it over again and like see how far I could make it. And I knew realistically I wasn't probably going to beat my placement or anything or even get to third again, but I just felt honestly I felt robbed, and I wanted to come back and like prove that I could do it, I guess. And I just had
Hmm.
such a blast playing BBH, and I love all the comps. And I wanted to see, like, especially on being on the hosting side of things, like seeing all these people break comp records and like see the strategy. I just wanted to see what I could do with all the knowledge that I do have of BBH now. Um,
Do you
and
feel like it helped or hurt you in any capacity to have been on production and then to come back into the game?
I think at first I was nervous that it was going to be a talking point that I was on production and I know all these things about the seasons, but in reality, like I am not CLC and U level production, like, with effort, because I get overwhelmed, but I'm, like, a pretty good prod member, so I was willing to leverage that, and I think it
Mhm.
didn't hurt me, in the end. I think a lot of other things hurt me more,
I
not
would I don't think it hurt you, to be honest. I think I mean, unfortunately, I think your reputation as a gamer more than anything was the bigger talking point, comparatively to the fact that you were on production. I mean, like, you have people like Michael who didn't even remember that it was
true.
you.
Oh, he's so funny. That man that man's gonna just be a pawn and get to the end. These people are so dumb.
Curious, as we potentially start to wrap things up, who are you rooting for? I mean, we're still so far from the end, so there's still so much game left to be played. Is there anyone in particular that you're hoping can figure out how to go the distance, or is there any type of gameplay that you're hoping you'll see as we continue on in the jury phase?
Um, I'm really curious to see how the game will play out. I'm rooting for Sarah. Like, I want her to win. I think she has a really difficult path. And I'm worried that I'll see her soon. But if she can keep the momentum with comp wins and do what she needs to do, I'm like, she has. I'm not. I don't want to be a bitter juror. It's really hard for me right now, and I think with time, I won't be. But like, it's going to be hard for anyone up against Sarah to take my vote. So I'm rooting for
She
her.
was a very loyal ally to you, so that
Yes.
makes a lot of sense, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a very valid thing.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean, there are, like, other people, like, I am, like I'm feeling really betrayed by a lot of people, especially after getting my goodbye message from Trey. I found out the alliance that was made right before
uh,
live night, and I'm feeling betrayed by those people. I'm not, like, off the table for anyone, but Sarah is who I'm rooting for.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyone in particular that you're hoping you'll see in the jury house relatively soon? I gotta ask at least one messy question.
I would say Jabbar, but I really don't even wanna talk to him, so
Yeah.
Jabbar or Lamont, I don't really wanna see them for that reason, but, um, I hope Nikki. I'm mad at her, and I
Fair
hope
enough. I mean,
he likes her.
eh, do you think that it had anything to do with the fact that you nominated her round one? I didn't ask this earlier, but do you think that that played into factor anything? I think you guys had done a pretty good job to repair your relationship,
Yeah, me too.
in
So
some capacity.
I did too, and I don't know. I'm not fully convinced that Niki's not the type of player to blame. Like, I feel like she didn't do it for that reason, but if she was explaining her reasoning for doing it post live night, she'd be like, blah 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 blah, and she nominated me round one. So I feel like
I
she's that
see what you
type
mean.
of player. But I thought we repaired it really well, and our relationship was weird, but I really don't think I was the most of her worries. So yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or anything you want to get off your chest as it relates to Big Brother Hometown season 20?
Why you so obsessed with me? Um, no, I'm really like I didn't get a chance to thank production during my live night because it was just so all over the place. But really, thank you guys for having me back. I love BBH so much, and I really have like a family um, in this community. Don't cry. I really have a family in the community, and like I know I say this all the time about every org that I play. It's not life or death. It's like
Mhm.
a little thing that lasts for a month and then ends, but it's a lot of effort that you put into it, and it's very like disheartening for it to come to an end the way that it did, at least for me. But I love you
Mhm.
guys, and you're always so supportive, and I cannot wait to come back to production if you guys will have me.
Yes. Well, I mean, I'll speak for the production team. and say that obviously we were so excited to have you come back. We were so excited to watch you play again, and we love you very, very much. I already told you this off stream, but like the commentary stream last night was literally like, I like watching things unfold. We were all just like, this
It's
is
that
not
meme with the girl in the
like,
chorus.
yes, it was very that. Like we were watching and we were just like, because I don't think we saw it coming either. And then so for to watch it come down, and obviously we all have a lot of love for you as well. So to watch you being upset made us all feel for our friend, and we were all upset as well. So it was certainly a hard night. I'm glad you're doing better today. But like I said, I will speak for all of us on production to say that we love you very much, and we're so glad that you came back and played again. And you're on the jury, so you're going to see this through to finale night. It's a long stretch. It's a long 2 weeks between here and there. So, but if there's anyone that I know will stay engaged and will be a great mayoress of Ponderosa,
I will.
it is Ricky DeBattist. So
That's
I'm so thankful to know you, my friend. Love you very, very much.
love
And
you.
I'm so glad that I got to watch you play again, because it is truly a treat, and you're such a good player. So had a blast. Well,
Mwah.
we're gonna get out of here. Ooh.
Ooh.
We're gonna get out of here, but thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back in a couple of days to see who the second juror of the season is, and who knows? We'll probably, I don't know. I honestly, we don't even know who the HOH is yet. So like, we're still waiting. So
Ooh.
tonight, and I think the last person's actually competing like very like soon, if not right now. So
Okay. Love it.
all right, we're gonna get out of here. Bye, everyone.
Bye.